history, and that we are doing what we're supposed to do. You go to Washington, and you go to Miami, and you go to Union City, you see a lot of the young professionals that live in the suburbs, that still go to the protests, speak to representatives about this. So I think that has not that has been.
You don't think there's been a lowered passion
it's not the same
with regard to Cuba and the blockade?
Our community, the opposition.
Yeah.
Is not as vibrant as it once was,
because
it's different.
Yeah, you're flying in the face. Right now, Marisul has tours. Right now, from New York, you can leave from here. It's done. It's a done deal. Michael?
Yes, right.
Do you remember the ship that ran aground of Haitians and Dominicans?
Recently.
All right, yeah.
Right.
And do you remember the Guantanamo case where we had Cubans and Haitians on the same base, and there was a tremendous furor for Cuban Americans, as there should have been maybe. But no one even considered the Haitians. Is it because of lack of political representation? No one considered the Dominicans. Is it lack of political representation that we make this a tremendous case for a 6-year-old boy and just leave hundreds and hundreds of other people, not that we shouldn't, but hundreds and hundreds of other people left high and dry, and we send them back?
Well, I think it's two-pronged. I think that you do have a very potent and organized Cuban community in Florida, in New Jersey, and that influence is felt nationally in Washington. And because of this historic feud with the Castro regime, going back to President Eisenhower's days, there are laws that are built around it, that a Cuban refugee has an automatic right to asylum, which people from the Dominican Republic and Haiti don't enjoy.
Yes.
So it's almost built in. And now
remember that they were members of a right-wing political culture. Trujillo in Santo Domingo, Papa Doc and in Duvalier in Haiti, both men who were fascists, damn near, and both men who took U.S. dollars and used it for their own coffers.
Right, because the former dictators of those countries were friendly to the United States.
That's right.
But Michael, it gets back to what you were saying. It's pure politics. When it comes to a government that has not gone democratic, we are going to put our laws, we're going to open the life jackets and boost you onto safe legal ground.
Is that fair?
It's the system. It's a politically run system, unfortunately.
Yep.
And thankfully, lately, the government has been very good at trying to cull out people with experience and expertise. You can't go into any restaurant in this town and get Americans to do the right jobs.
Yeah.
However, Congress has to be reminded from time to time of these inconsistencies because, unfortunately, when a young boy is run ashore and is treated this way, it is terrible.
Let me ask Michael a question since we're talking about inconsistencies. About 4 or 5 years ago, there was a tugboat that was sunk off the coast of Cuba, about a mile from the coast. It was called the 13 de Marzo, March 13th. There were more than 50 people that drowned. Yes. 23 of them were children.
They were trying to leave. The Cuban Navy not bombed it.
23 of them were children. The survivors tell us that the water hoses, they ripped the children from the woman's hands. I did not see much of this reported, and would not have gotten out, except that one of the survivors reached Guantanamo and was able to tell this story.
Michael?
So what about the inconsistency of the media?
With regard to that?
Okay. Well, I guess I'll speak as a member of the media. I don't think anyone in the U.S. is saying that the Castro regime, and it is a dictatorship, is good in any sense. And obviously what they do to oppress the people and to give them reason to flee is a horrible condition. But here we have the case of the child. The child's mother has drowned. The child is survived by one parent. The parent is his father. There's no indication that the father is an improper father, that he was cruel or abusive to the boy, and that he has a loving relationship with him. The father is the child's guardian. I don't think anyone can say a 6-year-old boy can make a political decision if he wants to live in one country or another. Let me finish. And that the father said, let the child come back to me, and I think that the INS and the federal government made the right decision here. When the child grows up, he'll make his own decision as to where he wants to live. But right now, you have to abide by his father's wishes.
All right, Michael?
Felipe, I believe that the American government, the Immigration Service, made the right decision by recognizing that the boy belongs with his father. But let's think about the boy for a moment. He has not had the benefit of his own representative, his own day in court. When immigration went overseas to interview the father on 2 occasions, he did not have his own representative there, a relative from the United States or a lawyer.
Michael? He doesn't have them.
He has cousins here.
But they're so far removed. He doesn't know
But
these kids.
my point is this. Let's bring that family onto U.S. soil to make sure that there are no unclean hands in Cuba. Let him come pick up his son. If they want to apply for asylum and remain here, by all means, they're entitled to it under the law.
It's a good point, Michael. What Michael Aronson has brought out is the lobby that what Remberto says is not a lobby, but it's a very strong,
it is a lobby.
and it's an influence.
It is a lobby.
You don't think that their tentacles would not reach into Washington, D.C. or Miami? What is bandied about here is that, of course, the decision would be in favor of his staying here. We do have a judiciary that's influenced by that.
But he has the right to present witnesses. He has the right to present information. This young boy right now misses his mother and wants his mother back more than he understands his whole circumstance.
I agree with you on that. The boy is traumatized. And ultimately what we have to deal with, Remberto and Michael Aronson, we have to deal with the fact that the kid is traumatized. Right now, his relatives are telling him, you're going to have to go back to Cuba. Child psychologists are saying, you shouldn't be saying that.
God knows what they're saying. That may not be true. I think
no, but along dicho, they've said it on the air.
I don't know. The family has done very well by the child. I mean, they have tried to keep it as much out of the mix as possible. Let me go back to a couple of things. One, you were a leader in our community a long time ago, progressive leader that claimed for us to be more as Hispanics.
That's right.
Which I'm a part of the total Hispanic.
Right.
We have accomplished getting a voice in the political system.
Absolutely.
I don't think that we should be apologetic for that. That's one, as to whatever influence we have in promoting what we think.
No, what we
think is the best.
So you will never get me saying that the Cuban Americans should. Now they have done what they've done. I wish Puerto Ricans were as effective, and Dominicans were as effective as Cuban Americans are.
And the other side to that,
of course, I'd be left of center. Of course, you know that. I want to get right back to it. We'll be back with more Street Talk in a minute. We're getting hot with politics now. Remberto Perez, Michael Aronson, and Michael Wiles. We're talking about Elian Hernandez. We'll be right back.
Sunday, TV Guide says, meet the Simpsons' new neighbors.
I'm not one to complain.
That's why we like you.
A family so twisted.
Drink your milk. Lumpy. Then chew it.
They almost make those cartoon mutants seem ordinary. Malcolm in the Middle.
Series premiere tonight at 8:30 on Fox 5.
I will not be afraid of the dark.
I will not feel guilty leaving my dog alone.
I will feel better about my dad living by himself.
I will know my children are safe.
I will go on vacation and finally be able to relax!
ADT's advanced technology and skilled professionals help more people feel safe in more ways than any other security company.
With ADT?
Call now and get our sophisticated burglary system installed for as little as $99.
Secret burglar alarm.
Plus, get 2 months free monitoring.
I will live my life.
My life.
My life.
On my terms!
Call now and get the ADT burglary system from $99 installed, plus 2 months free monitoring. Get the power of ADT.
Once a year and only once a year, the Men's Warehouse has a sale. That's right, only once a year do we further reduce our everyday low prices an additional 20 to 40%. Of course, one sale a year may not seem like a lot, but if it's a sale as big as this one, well, once is enough.
It takes a Men's Warehouse sale to beat a Men's Warehouse price.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Hey, come on, get over here, get over here. Yeah, right here. We're over here.
The Cowboys take on the Vikings. Pre-game coverage begins today at 11:30 a.m. on Fox 5.
Welcome back. We are talking about Elian Hernandez and what is best for the child. January 14th, he has to get back to Cuba. According to the INS, Attorney Janet Reno has said that she doesn't think that anything, in light of, unless other facts come to light, she doesn't think that that decision is going to be changed. We have final statements. Michael Wiles.
We don't know if any other facts will come to light until we have the father on U.S. soil, in my opinion. The boy belongs.